5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love. What up? Doe. YouTube. What's poppin'? What's goody? Man, back at it again with another one. It's your boy Dub J. I'm your man, I'm your guy, I'm your host. I'm your boy, I'm your guy, I'm your mans. I'm all that, and I'm your host, Dub J. So, what am I doing? What are we talking about? We're talking about some big boy stuff today, y'all. We're talking about how to make 10 to 50 grand in the next 30 days. That's right. And how to document the process of getting it cracking. I'm recording again with this hoodie on. I know y'all tired of seeing me with it on. I love this hoodie. It's like my favorite hoodie. I got like 5 or 6 of them, but I like this one the best. But anyway, I'm walking the dog right now, so bear with me, y'all. Say what's up to big boy. Come here, big boy. Come here, come here, come here. Say what's up. Oh, that slobber. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, man, how we gonna do this, man? I want y'all to be on this journey with me here. How we gonna make 10 to $50,000 over the next 30 days. Today is the 27th, January 27th. So we got until February 27th to get it cracking. And we're gonna do it by what I'm most familiar with, okay? Which is real estate. All right. So we're gonna do it by, I got a cross, hold on. This boy, man. He a little healthy thing. He a handful, I tell you. It's so sad that he got his balls clipped by his first owner many moons ago. So unfortunately I can't breed him, y'all, but that's still my dog. Anyway, all right, back to the lesson at hand. So how we gonna do this, man? 10 to 50 grand. It could be more, but I'm gonna just call it 10 to 50. All right, well, they say, I know y'all heard of the riches and the niches. So we gonna niche down and we gonna target one particular lead source, or lead channel, lead source. Probably do 2 lead channels, but do 1 lead source. What does that mean? The lead channel is going to be could be like cold call or text message or door knocking, things of that nature. Outreach, right? Email, whatever. That's the channel. We're gonna do probably 2 or 3 of those. And then we're going to pull pre-foreclosure leads. Pre-foreclosures. I'm sure y'all heard a lot about it. Some of you may have not heard about it, but a pre-foreclosure is when a property owner is behind on either on their mortgage or on their property taxes. And either the mortgage, the bank, the trustees, or the county, in the case of the tax auction, either one of those entities will take action to repossess the home, the property, right? So this is happening every month. More and more are growing by the month, by the day. It's just ridiculous. It's probably more for people going into foreclosures than it is people out here trying to buy them or people out here trying to save them. So think about this too. You got a lot of people that's going in foreclosure, and then, people that come out and try to buy the foreclosure, which means like it's too late. It's too late to try to save the property owner. My phone ringing. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. All right. So, while I'm following Fat Boy, I'm gonna explain. So basically, we want to try to catch the homeowner before they lose their house, right? And my bad, sorry. There's so many different ways to go about it. There's a lot of people that's out here on YouTube that's offering courses and communities and all this stuff on it. But I'm gonna just give y'all just a little something. So what we first want to do is hop on a free site. Everything gonna be free that I'm telling y'all. Propwire.com. Shout out to Jerry Norton, right? Propwire.com. I mentioned this on another video. PROPWIRE.com. Propwire. And then I'm gonna show y'all on another video how to actually filter out stuff and pull up everything. But basically, it's the home screen. You can log in for free, by the way. You can create a free account, and then you're going to go to the main page. It's going to show a map of the country, and then in the search bar, you just type in whatever county, right? So maybe your own backyard. And for me, Williamson County, Travis County, Texas, Bell County, Texas, all of that. And also I got some other counties that I'm going after too. But and another thing is most of these lists are going to be kind of small relatively. So don't be surprised if you only get like anywhere from like 50 to 100 to 150 properties. That's kind of small, but in my world, because I try to go after volume, because it's usually a numbers game. So you punch that in, all the counties. You can get up to like 4 or 5 counties max when you're searching, and then you hit there's a button to the right of it that you click, and you put pre-foreclosure. It's a long list of what type of property you can go after, or what type of motivation you can go after. There's absentee owners, there's vacant houses, there's people with high equity, people with low equity, so on and so forth. But then at the bottom you see pre-foreclosures. So you select that. You normally want to try to catch people before the auction date, probably a week or 2 before the auction date. Now, don't quote me on this. I just know for Texas, the auction date is every first Tuesday of the month. Okay, the whole state of Texas, the auction date is every first Tuesday of the month. So you want to catch them that week or 2 before that first Tuesday of the month. All right. So with that being said, we got that out the way. You pull all your data accordingly, right? So today is the 27th. Next week is the first Tuesday of the month. So I'm right in that hot red zone. And this is usually the oh shit moment. It's like, oh man, I gotta, because a lot of folks stick their head in the sand. They realize, they get all these calls, or they push it off, they put it off, and they just get behind on bills, and life is just lifing, and they just like, I'll get to it, or it ain't gonna really happen, or whatever. But meanwhile, they're like 90 days late usually. Sometimes 90 days, sometimes 7 months, sometimes, it just depends. And sometimes the auction date can come and it don't happen. Sometimes, they get loan modifications. So we'll talk about that in a second. But come back here, boy. Come here. Big boy. So, hey. Anyway, so, damn, I'm about to bust my butt. Anyway, long story short, so you find these leads or lists. They're not leads until you talk to them, until you actually figure out that you can help them out. But what do you do, right? When you finally pull this list, sometimes you got to skip trace them. You can holler at me for the skip tracing. I can get you all the phone numbers for every contact. Normally about 85% or so of your list. I can provide like 4 phone numbers, 4 mobiles, 4 landlines, 2 emails, and yeah. So 6 cents a piece, 6 cents per record. I can get you that contact. So anyway, and once you get that information, you pick up the phone, you dial them, and you call and say, hey, how's it going? My name is so-and-so. I see that you can do one or two things. You can call, and normally you can call and just be like, you can act like you don't know the foreclosure process is going on. You just act like it's another house and say, hey, calling about your house on Smith Street, seeing if there's any plans on selling. and then let them kind of, you know, take direction from there. Or if you just say, hey, because first off, you got to ask for the person. Hey, is James there? Or hey James, you know, like call and be like, act like it is them. Like assume the sale, assume the close, assume that it is them, right? Hey James, yeah, who's this? And then you go into it, okay? So once you confirm who it is, then you can say, hey, I saw that the banks might be causing some problems here on this property that I'm looking at. Is there anything that I can do to help? Right? Or you know, or you can ask if they want to sell, or hey, how far have you got? You know, you whatever fits your boat. Just kind of get an intro to get the engine going, and then get them to talk. Most of the time, they're going to shut you down. They're going to say, "Oh, we got it taken care of. Oh, we got it handled," and then you just like, "Oh, great." You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you got it figured out. What did you end up doing? Like call the bluff, test them. Oh, okay, great. What did you end up doing? Did you get like a loan modification? You know, or you know, something like that. Big boy. God. This guy is way over. Big boy. Oh my goodness. I don't know where I was. I thought I was recording. My bad, y'all. Shit, I don't know. I was just talking to myself for like the last 5 minutes. I don't even know where I left off. But anyway, I was trying to say, you want to go in with a server 2 mindset. You want to 99% of people going to want to figure out how they can keep their home. Okay. You got to just say, it's them, then you. Okay. So you give them 5 options, right? 4 of those options is going to be about them keeping the home. The last one is going to be about you buying the home. That's typically how it should go, right? So you could say, okay, we could do loan modification, right? Boom, they probably already did that. Okay, great. How about we can do listing it? You try listing it? Oh, no, I don't have time, or I don't want to deal with realtors, or I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Okay, great. So you got 2 options knocked out. 3, and I'm just going through it real quick. I can get into depth on another video, but I'm just trying to highlight some quick points. Number 3, if it's real crucial, here's a huge gem. Here's a huge gem. If it's real crucial, where it's like really close to the auction date, you need to buy some time. How can we do that? How can we buy some time? How can we stop the foreclosure? How can we stop the bleeding? Well, you can, one of 2 things. One, you can file what they call a TRO, which is a temporary restraining order with the county. And this will buy some time. This will buy typically about 30 to 60 days or so. So you can file that. However, it's about $2,000. Okay. So like I did that before, and I had to eat that. We had to pay $2,000 to file it. And guess what? We filed it and didn't even really have to use it. I was so pissed, but you live and learn. We'll talk about that in another video. Or option 3, that was like pretty much option 3A. Option 3B would be they can file bankruptcy. I'm gonna get back to y'all on which chapter. Damn it, because I've done it before. I should know this. 7, 11, 13. Don't quote me on neither one of them, but it's one of them. They can file a bankruptcy, and again, postpone the auction date. Okay. So that's 3B. That's if that's like, damn, this should be your last stop though. That's your last option. And you got to let them know that if you file bankruptcy, you can file bankruptcy and then dismiss it. Okay. They can file bankruptcy and then once the court files bankruptcy and it gets recorded, boom, it'll stop the auction date from happening, or it'll stop the auction from happening. It could be the same day, long as it's before the time. Like if the auction starts at 9 a.m. that day and you file it like that the night before or the morning of, long as you can do it before the time, boom, and it will stop, and it will postpone the date. Now, sometimes it varies in county by county or how long they stop it for, but typically it could be another 30 days, another 60 days, 3 months, whatever. So again, we're buying time here, right? and you have to let them know. Now, if you file bankruptcy, and you dismiss it immediately, it doesn't show on your credit, okay? It doesn't show on your credit report. However, there's a caveat. When there's always questions on applications. Come here, big boy. There's always that question on an application that you're like applying for a loan or for whatever that say, have you filed for bankruptcy in the last X amount of years, right? X amount of months. That's where you typically probably have to put yes, right? You filed it, but you got it dismissed. You didn't go through with it, but you did file it. You feel me? So talk to your own tax strategy. I'm not a CPA, I'm not a disclaimer, I'm not none of those, experts or whatever, but I can't tell you that. That's real deal. That's real deal Holyfield right there. So next is, if they don't, want to do none of that, the last option, well, I'll buy it from you. What does that look like? Okay, so the property, right? The property can be worth, we're gonna use real easy numbers. Let's say the property is worth $200,000, and normally they might be behind on their mortgage or whatever. I've seen anywhere from like $7,000 up to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 behind on their mortgage, whatever, right? So you have to, what is he doing with this? You have to account for that, okay? I'm trying to give y'all a little sauce without going too much in depth. I don't already went into debt more than I really wanted to, honestly. But you have to account for that. You have to get the property. How do you get the property under contract, right? Because you got to do that too. You have to get a letter of authorization signed from them saying that you can speak to their bank, okay? You can speak to their bank on their behalf. This allows you to call the lender, the trustee, and negotiate with them. You can negotiate the loan. That's when you can try to call them and do a loan mod, or you can tell them that you're going to handle the payments. You're going to catch up their arrears. You're going to whatever, right? So again, I can't give y'all too much right now, but what else? And then you can tell them, hey, the property's worth 200, you owe 20, right? You owe 20K. And, they might be asking, they might still have a purchase price in mind. They like, shoot, I want, it's worth 200. I want 200. Well, hey, I'm sorry. I can't do that for you. That doesn't make sense, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not in business as a nonprofit, right? You can't, it's a thin line. You feel me? Like, you helping them out, but you can't like be unrealistic. You got to set the expectations with them too. So, hey, sorry, I can't do 200. I couldn't do 200 if you wasn't in foreclosure. It just doesn't make sense. However, what I can do, I'll catch up your payments so you can get that atomic bomb on your credit, right? Because it's either you lose the house or you let me or someone else help you, right? Those are pretty much the only two options. So, you know what I'm saying? Not to like threaten them, but like just be like stern and like real talk with it. Like, I want to help you through this situation, so let me catch up the payments. Let me give you some walkaway money. All right, let me give you some walkaway money. So let's find out what their next plan, what their plans are, their next steps, what the situation looks like. So normally they're gonna need some money to transition, right? They got to move all their stuff out. They got to find a place. They got to do the thing, right? They got to do a number of things. What you want to do is figure out what that number is. What can y'all agree on, and try your best not to like, obviously, overdo the situation and take too, because a lot of people like be getting taken advantage of out here. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't that type of person, man. I try to be respectful and be real and just really like help out as best way as possible, and not be greedy. You feel me? But you could be like, hey, I'll catch up to 20 plus the legal fees, whatever that is. I give you X amount to walk away with, whatever y'all can feel comfortable with. Y'all do y'all negotiations, and then boom, you take it from there. Because the house might need repairing, the house might need work. It might be so much intangible stuff that you got to bring to their attention as well, right? So you got to use all of that in your negotiation. So anyway, long story short, you get that going, and after that, y'all write up an agreement, and you do your damnness to hurry up and go to a title company, open that damn title, get the payoff. Oh my God. So that's going to be another thing. Trying to order the payoff statement in time, right? So the payoff, normally that shit takes, I've seen as quick as 1 to 3 days, as long as 7 to 14 days. I mean, it just depends on who you're dealing with. So you have to get that payoff statement. You have to get the title cleared to close and all that stuff. So once you get all of that, now what you're going to do is figure out your exit, right? How am I going to exit this thing? How am I going to make some money now? We figured out how we can help the seller. Now, how can I make some money? All right, well, we got it under contract, right? For where it says purchase price, typically you put like estimated loan balance, and then you put plus whatever arrears or plus whatever cash you gotta bring to close. Whatever arrears plus the cash you agreed to give them is the cash to close. All right. Typically, sorry, it's another part left out. Like I said, I ain't gonna be able to tell you everything, so don't hold me to my feet to the fire to this short video. But typically, you gotta big boy. Oh my God, talking to y'all and watching him is a full-time job right now. Typically, you gotta typically you gotta take over their mortgage. If you're keeping the property to yourself, right? If you're going to hold this in your portfolio, create a portfolio, and you're going to keep this as a property, what you want to do too is, I didn't even talk about this, but check so the mortgage, okay? The mortgage has to remain in the seller's name, okay? That's important. We're not assuming the mortgage, okay? You're not assuming the mortgage. I repeat, you're not assuming the mortgage. It's a difference. If you assume the mortgage, that means you have to qualify for it. We're not doing that. You're taking over the mortgage. You're catching up the payments. You're just paying on their behalf. You're leaving the mortgage in their name, but the deed is in your name, okay? You take over the deed and the title, but the mortgage remains in their name, okay? That's very important, especially if you're keeping it. And you get a third-party servicing company involved so they can handle all the payments, make sure nothing's fishy and all that. 30, 40, 50 bucks a month for them. Loan servicing company, look them up. All right, and then you keep it, and then hopefully you can put a little money into it to fix it up if need be. Stick a tenant in there, do your thing, cash flow it, boom. All right, that's one way. Second, wholesale it. We on this video to talk about how I can make $10,000 to $50,000, right? So what you do is make sure there's room in there. If it's worth $200K, and let's say they was behind 20 grand, and let's just say they owe, I don't know, normally, let's say they owe 50K, okay? Then that's what, 70K total, so that's the 50K balance, loan balance, and then again, I'm just using examples. That's 20K for arrears, so, and then you give them another 10 or 20, whatever y'all decide. So all in, you're probably like, give or take, that's 80 to 90K, right? That you need to, that you will ultimately have the property under contract for. If it's worth 200, you can wholesale it anywhere between 100 to say 130, give or take. A buyer will buy again, depending on the condition and some other stuff. I'm just going quick with it. But in most cases, that's why I said 10 to 20 to 30, because like that shit varies. You can assign it to a buyer in that area. You can look up buyers in the area on Redfin. You can use, come here, boy. Come, let's come this way. Good boy. You see a dog, he over there creeping. You can look up buyers on Privy. You can look up buyers on InvestorBase, InvestorLift, all of these other sites, man. No, they cost you though. They gonna cost you some of them, but the free sites are like Redfin, Zillow, and all of that, right? And you just call up the agent or call up the skip trace them, look up the LOC, go to opencorporates.com if it's an LOC, and then you can find the managing member of that company. And then once you find a managing member, plug them into truepeoplesearch.com and look them up, call them, say, hey, I got this property on Smith Street. I saw that you bought a property around the corner on Johnson Street, and this is a pretty good deal. It's really solid. It looks like it's about the same specs as yours. I got it available for $120 right now. What do you want to do? Like literally, like, what do you want to do? You want this or no? And keep doing that over and over and over again until somebody say, okay, I'll take it. Now, normally a deal sells itself and you ain't gotta like do too much. Like if you buy it, if you lock it up right, it's gonna move. So what did I say? No, don't even think about it. What did I say? Right, 10 to 50 grand, right? If you got it at 90 and you can get it off for 130, now they might come and try to beat you up. Needs this, needs that. I could do 120. Okay, cool. You just made 30 grand, right? So there you have it. All right. You know what I'm saying? There it is, real quick, off the dome. I ain't got no bullet points, none of that. I'm walking my dog. I'm out here in this 50-degree weather, and it's just beautiful. So that's what we gonna do. I'm gonna show y'all in the next video how I'm gonna pull some of the leads and the lists and stuff like that. And I'm gonna just go at it, man. I want y'all to follow this journey so I can be held accountable and do the damn thing. All right. So I love y'all. I know this video went a little over. Nothing y'all can do about it. Dare you do something about it. In the meantime, between time, y'all be great. Proceed with the procedures of the proceedings. You already know what it is. Thanks for tapping in. It's your boy Dub J, signing out. Peace.